We just finished up the Course Profits Challenge, and one of the things we talked about on day 3 was all about how to promote one of your offers, and that you needed to have one lead magnet and one list building technique. And I realized I wanted to share this idea with you today, so let's dig in on what I'm talking about so that you can promote your course offers and your program offers. Let's get to it.
Welcome to the Course Creators HQ podcast, helping you navigate the latest techniques for creating and marketing online courses. And now, here is your host, Julie Hood.
Hey, welcome. Oh my goodness, episode 197. And I have to say, I want to send out a big shout out to the Heights platform. They put together a list of the top 15 podcasts for course creators, and I'm so grateful to be on the list. So thanks so much for that. I appreciate it. Secondly, we just opened Course Profits Accelerator, and right now you can get in for half price. I've changed it up. It's 2.0. So one of the big things we're doing this time that I'm excited about is you get a 1-hour one-on-one call with me to figure out what we're going to do specifically for you. Because one of the things that's super unique about my program is I don't force you to market a certain way, other than saying you have to do email. But after that, we really sit down and focus in on what works for you. So, for example, my client Loretta is huge on LinkedIn. So we are really going all in on that on her, and she's got almost 1,000 subscribers to her LinkedIn newsletter. Ruby, you guys have met her. She's been on the podcast. She is big on podcasting, and she's got a YouTube channel. So we're kind of working all of that together for her. So everybody gets a unique attack, a unique way to get their message out. And so as part of Course Profits Accelerator 2.0, that's what you would get too when you sign up. We're going to sit down and actually see where you like to market and how you like to market, and then figure out where your people are and connect the dots there. So there's a bunch of other stuff on the page. I've also added in the mini Course Magic session so that you can use that either as an offer or as a lead magnet to put together a mini course in a few hours. So lots and lots of stuff in here, and right now it's on half price. So I'll put that link in the show notes. Please check it out if you are just ready to have someone to give you some more ideas and some more advice and some more suggestions, and you don't have to feel like you're spinning all by yourself, like you want some feedback. The other cool thing, and then I'll move on, is that we've got like 40 different live coaching sessions while we're working together. So you can get a lot of stuff answered in all of those sessions. Okay, so for today, this actually is one of my favorite topics because I think it's slightly advanced, but it's one of those things that if you can learn it early on, you will be far, far ahead from a lot of your competitors. And that is that I want you to start with the offer that you're making. So maybe it's your course, maybe it's a coaching program, live course, whatever it is that you're working on. And then we're going to figure out one lead magnet and one list building technique that you can use in order to promote it and sell it. And the concept is that you just really need one of those to get started. And then later on, you can start adding in some more stuff. But let's figure out, what are you going to start with? So first, on the one lead magnet, I want you to pick something that is an early step in the process. So if your course is about making lasagna, and so an early step is that they have to go to the grocery store. A late step is putting the whole lasagna in the oven, and how you maybe put a aluminum tent foil over it so that it doesn't burn the cheese or something. That's a late step. That's something you teach in your course. But an early step is that what are those ingredients that they need? And maybe that becomes a mini course. And the really super goal of a mini course is that two things. One, that you give them something that they can walk away with, and even if they don't continue with you, they feel like they have gotten something helpful, useful, and they can do it without continuing. And then the second thing is that the most logical step is to continue. So if we continue with our lasagna example, if someone just goes to the store and uses your ingredient list, it will probably make their lasagna so much better because they'll be using the fancy cheese or whatever it is you suggest. And then once they've gone through the course and they've got a chance to connect with you, they're probably like, oh, wow, I wonder what else she's got or he's got to share with me. Like, what else, if this free lead magnet was so good, what's next? What other very cool techniques, ideas are going to be in the full course? So it reduces some of that resistance, also builds your credibility that you know what you're talking about because you're actually showing them something helpful, and they get a chance to see how you teach. Because one of the things I've been noticing for myself lately is I am a little particular about who I want to connect with and work with. And so the same sort of thing, like give people a chance to see what it's like to work with you. So we've got the offer that you put together, we've got one lead magnet, and then we have to figure out one list building technique, and preferably one that can act pretty quickly. And what I mean by that is there's quite a few techniques that are more long-term. Like, for example, I would consider Pinterest a great place to find some traffic, but it's going to be more of a long-term kind of process. So you're going to be building it for a bit, and then eventually you'll be able to see those long-term effects helping you get leads and get connections. So if you're trying to do a launch, that's probably not the best place to really get going on that. Same thing with starting a brand new YouTube channel. If you've got a YouTube following already, it's great. But if you don't, if you're starting from scratch, that's also more of a long-term process. So what are some of the quick turn processes? And we have this huge list in Course Profits Accelerator that I take folks through of all of the different ones that you can pick. And it's got rankings based on about 5 or 6 different variables, so you can kind of pick the ones you want. But I'll tell you a couple of them here so you can start thinking about them. Obviously, social media, wherever you already have a following, that can be a great place to get started. And then the second one I really love is finding partners that you can partner with and maybe swap with. So they have a lead magnet that your audience would be interested in, and it's not necessarily something that you teach or something that you would ever want to teach, but it's something helpful for your audience. So you could promote their lead magnet, and then in exchange, they promote your lead magnet. So that's kind of the simple way to do partnerships. And then there's lots of other more complex ways to also do it. So you can see figuring out that one list building technique is an early step in the process for you. And then after that, you're going to try a bunch of other ones and see what else works, what else clicks. Because depending on where your audience is, how you like to connect, and how are you a writer? Are you an audio person? Are you a video person? Depending on how you like to connect with folks, then you can pick the technique that works the best, not only for you, but for your potential students. So once you get that great first one, then you can expand out, and we'll do some of these other things and hopefully use some of the tools to repurpose for you so that it saves you a lot of headache and a lot of time. So that's one of the things we were working with Ruby, because she now has her podcast episode. We were looking at different ways, how could we repurpose that content to get you out in more and more and more places. So I thought this was an important concept for you to be thinking about because there's lots of nuance to this. And it's also very much related to the journey that your students are on. So that's something you want to always be thinking about and developing and expanding the things that are coming up for your students, the questions and the obstacles, and especially those things that are coming up that are tied to how your course helps, or very early in the process or right before your process. Depending on what it is you're teaching, the concept of let me give you this first step is what I want you to be thinking about, because that then becomes your lead magnet that leads right into your offer. So I hope this was helpful. Give you a little brainstorming. Spend 10 minutes jotting down some notes and thinking about like, what could this look like for me? And then if you want some more help, come join us for Course Profits Accelerator 2.0. It's only going to be open for a few more days and it's at half price. So would love to get to work with you for the next 4 months on all things course creation and marketing, and we can roll from there. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. I really hope this was a helpful episode for you. If you got an idea or two, would appreciate the 5-star reviews that help us get in front of more folks, because then we show up when people start typing in questions for our topic area, when the higher ranked podcasts will then get to show up. So I so appreciate that. And you can imagine me doing my little happy dance in my office as those reviews come through. So I hope you're having a fantastic summer if you're in the northern hemisphere, or fantastic winter if you're down south. Appreciate you all listening, and have an incredible week. I'll talk to you on the next episode. Take care.